We're less than 1 month away from Election Day, which means some of you might be having intense political conversations with friends, family members, and loved ones in the upcoming weeks. Joining me live in Studio A is Dr. Asim Shah, psychiatrist with Baylor College of Medicine, to talk about how you can avoid getting away from those heated discussions. For many folks, I'm sure this is very relatable this time of year. Talk to us about how we can dance around those discussions, or at least if we see warning signs, to de-escalate that conversation.
Sure. So it is something which has been common every single election. In every election, people feel this is the worst election, this is the election we are getting more stressed. But even if you go back 20 years back, almost the same. One fact is that every election the stress is increasing. If you go back 20 years, 4 years back, the stress was maybe 60%. Now 70% people are more stressed. What you can do is think about one thing. You're not the only one who's right. Other people can be right too. You need to have some boundaries. You need to let other people speak also. You need to know when to stop. You need to know your surroundings, where to speak. For example, workspace. Workspace is not a good idea where to express your opinion. Sure. That's another one. Another thing is that if you feel you're getting too stressed, too anxious, and you are one of those people that it's affecting your function and capability, cut off the news, cut off social media, cut off a lot of things, because that will be impacting you more. Another thing one need to know is that talk around people which is a safe zone. Not everybody is a safe zone. Family friends may be, but not every family friend may be a safe zone.
Yeah.
So you have to remember all those small bits and pieces of things to do all of those.
What are some signs to be aware of that the conversation could be headed toward a hot zone?
Yeah. So conversation sometimes, as you said, can be getting towards the hot zone. So it starts with initial disagreement. So you may be talking about one candidate or party, the other is talking about the other. And it starts getting towards the hot zone when the disagreement starts. So that's when you need to take time out.
Yeah.
And that's when maybe you deflect, start thinking, look at your boundaries. And those are the times when the best thing is to change the topic. There are three things in life where disagreements are most common: religion, politics, and the third thing is money. So deflect, change the topic, and do something else, and try to, talk about something different. Another thing people don't do, which they need to do, is they always feel that they are always on the right track. That's not necessarily true. And do your research before you talk. Sometimes we just feel whatever we are thinking is the right, but they have not done the research. Maybe other has done the research.
Especially in 2024, when that misinformation is readily available to so many. You know, when we talk about the stress levels going up over the years when it comes to elections, pertaining to elections, there used to be a common couth, right? I remember my great-grandparents telling me at a very young age, you never talk about politics. You keep that to yourself. And today I feel as if fewer people do that. They obey that advice, and they do have those conversations that are not always appropriate with certain groups of people.
Yeah. So other studies shows that Gen Zs are about 42% more concerned and stressed, but millennials are about 59% more concerned and stressed about these things. So, as you said, generations are also very different, and their point of views are very different. And sometimes they engage in healthy discussions also. They're open to getting feedback. They're open to more open criticism, whereas certain generations are not. Their points are very fixated. They're not going to change.
Yeah.
Also remember that if you try to talk to somebody, you may not be able to ever change their point of view.
Yeah.
How many times you have a political discussion, you're able to change somebody?
Right.
Usually zero.
Yeah.
It never happens.
I'm laughing because I'm pretty sure my father is watching it. Him and my brother always duke it out because they're on both ends of the political spectrum. And I'm always amazed that they entertain these conversations. I'm not sure why they do that.
I don't think any of them have changed anybody's opinion.
Right, and they're not going to. And they're not going to.
Exactly.
Well, we so much appreciate your time this morning. I know a lot of folks thankful that the election season is going to be over before the holidays, but then you're going to have
It's not going to be over.
It's not going to be over, because then you're going to be in the reality of what happened.
It's going to be over, but not over.
Right. Well, we so much appreciate you coming on. Come back anytime. Dr. Shah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We do appreciate it.